So as some of you may know, thanks to a previous video of mine, I do believe that Dragon Ball FighterZ will be getting a sequel at some point, someday. It's just a matter of when, but in the meantime, I figure I might as well make a video going over some of my personal top character picks for the eventual sequel. But before I get started, I just want to point out real quick that the last time I did one of these was some DLC predictions for the game at the time, which were Bardock, Master Roshi, Janemba, Cooler, Kefla, Broly, Vegito, and Jiren, which if you played enough Dragon Ball FighterZ, you know that all of those ended up coming true. So I just wanted to point that out real quick, not to say that these are all going to be correct as well, but we shall see. So as for the characters, I have 8 picks that I'm pretty confident about. However, I have 3 honorable mentions that I'm going to be getting to first, which could also make it to the game, and hopefully they all do. It's just I'm not as confident about these first 3 than I am my other 8, but let's get to the list. Yes, Majub is the first one I'm picking for my honorable mention, the fusion between Majin Buu and Ooh from Dragon Ball GT. I really would like this character in the game. I just don't think it's going to happen. It's just not enough representation for the character, even though I would love to see him make it just because I thought he was a very cool addition to GT. They really didn't even get that much time to shine. It was a very fast fight between Majub and Super Baby. Did not last that long at all, but I just think Majub was a pretty cool character. It'd be nice to see him included, but the reason he is in my honorable mention section is because I just don't think there's enough buzz or hype around him for him to actually make it. Yes, Ribrianne is my second one I'm picking for honorable mention, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he really did make the game. There is some representation and some requests to see Ribrianne, this character from Dragon Ball Super that was showcased in the Tournament of Power. In my personal opinion, she was really annoying with all the lovey-dovey stuff that her and the team were doing. But hey, there's still some requests for her to be in the game, and I'm always down for more female representation in Dragon Ball FighterZ, so we shall see. But yeah, for now, in my honorable mention, because it wouldn't make me all that hype. Now, as for a character that I would be very hype about, Pikkon, my third selection for honorable mention. He was in my honorable mention for the DLC predictions last time around for Dragon Ball FighterZ as a whole and didn't make it. And I gotta put him in honorable mention again as my last honorable mention selection, just because in a similar fashion of Majub, I know Pikkon is kind of has a cult following, including myself. I really like Pikkon. The character has some really cool moves, including his Thunder Flash, and he did reappear also in the Janemba movie, but I'm just not sure as far as the other 8 that I'm picking, if there's a valid argument for him to make it over the other 8.
Leader of the Pride Troopers, my fists of iron justice will smash evildoers in any size they come!
So to get started with my official 8 for ones that I'm pretty sure will be in Dragon Ball FighterZ 2, Toppo, aka Top, showcased in the Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball Super. He was part of the Pride Troopers alongside Jiren. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Toppo is going to make it in the Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. He's the most logical selection if you're trying to get more representation for the Pride Troopers from Dragon Ball Super. And he's a cool character. Maybe you can have an install super for his God of Destruction transformation. That'd be pretty cool. And he has some other moves that you can put in there also with his Finger Blast and a bunch of things you could do with Toppo. Could be very cool to go right alongside Jiren.
So the creatures on this planet are still alive. Kakarot has failed us.
Yep, the brother of Goku, Raditz. I'm pretty sure Raditz is going to make it in the Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. He almost made it in Dragon Ball FighterZ, in my opinion, because you saw a lot of requests for people wanting Raditz in this franchise, in this fighting game. So it's only right that Raditz is going to be included the next time around, and I would really like to see Arc System Works get creative with the Scouter. That would be really cool to see them maybe do something with recognizing power levels or anything. I'm not too sure what they could do with it, but regardless, there's plenty of footage as far as Raditz versus Goku and Piccolo from the early days of Dragon Ball Z for them to really flesh out Raditz as a character.
An old-fashioned superhero, fulfilling orders in the name of justice.
Yes, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 represented from the latest Dragon Ball Super movie that was called Super Hero. I think they would be absolutely awesome additions to Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. Make them some sort of a tag team. Have both of them at the same time, similar to like an Android 18 and 17 interaction that we had early, or something like Videl and Saiyaman in the game, but have them together as a duo. tag team moves, tag team supers, maybe even like a solo assist tag mechanic for the two of them, like you play as Gamma 1 and can switch out to Gamma 2, assist or not. All those ideas could be nice, but they are fan favorites from that movie.
Now, let's begin.
Dabura the Demon King, another one of my selections. I really think Dabura is finally going to make it into this game, and I'd be absolutely stoked and hyped to see it because Dabura is one of the coolest characters, in my opinion, from that Majin Buu saga. You can definitely have maybe some magic from Babidi doing some stuff with Dabura. You do have his spit move as far as turning people into stone, which you've seen something similar with Buu as far as turning people into chocolate, but you can absolutely make that a little bit different with Dabura. With his stone move, you have his sword, plenty of things that could be really cool with Dabura. I definitely think he's going to make it in Dragon Ball FighterZ 2, so we'll see.
Let's go!
It looks like our hero is ready to fight!
Earth's champion, the people's champion, all those good things, Hercule, I do think he's going to make it into the sequel for Dragon Ball FighterZ. I almost thought he was going to make it into Dragon Ball FighterZ this first time around. Didn't happen. Ran out of character slots. Obviously the game's finished, but Hercule is a very popular character. There's some joke things you could do with him because obviously he can't really fly, but there's plenty of potential to make Hercule into a very valid character in Dragon Ball FighterZ. We've seen him in Xenoverse, we've seen him in Budokai Tenkaichi, so it's only a matter of time before Hercule shows up in Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I think it'll be pretty cool. Super Buu, my favorite version of Buu. I cannot wait to see Super Buu in the game. We already have Kid Buu, we have Fat Buu aka Majin Buu, however you want to call him. Super Buu was missing. I really thought Super Buu might make it, but he was on the outside looking in. This time around though, for Dragon Ball FighterZ 2, I definitely think Super Buu has a high chance of making it in. Whether it's his human extinction attack, the plenty of things he can do, absorption. Maybe we can have that into the game as a mechanic as far as absorption and maybe changing his move set, all those things. But Super Buu would make me very excited, and I think he's going to make it. Omega Shenron from Dragon Ball GT. We already have some requests and representation for Omega Shenron as a mod in the game. You can actually do that. As you see right there, this picture, it is available. So clearly there is a demand for some Omega Shenron. We already have some Dragon Ball GT inclusion and representation in Dragon Ball FighterZ with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So I do think it's a possibility. Omega Shenron was pretty much the final boss of GT, and he's very cool. There's plenty of things you could do as far as Dragon Ball implementation, just different moves that he had. He was a pretty unique villain and was a super popular villain in GT. And last but not least, Majin Vegeta. Of course, I do think Majin Vegeta is going to make it into Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. I'm positive that he was probably right there on the cusp of making it into Dragon Ball FighterZ the first time around, but there's no way you make a Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 without including the Majin version of Vegeta. That would be the dopest intro as far as him doing his little animation, as far as when he actually turns Majin and tells Babidi that he's not in control of him. I can see that being an intro. You can obviously do his actual his self-destruction technique, his self-destruction move as well. Plenty of potential to make Vegeta, and Majin Vegeta that is, especially unique. We saw the Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Saiyan Saga Vegeta. Definitely can do something with Majin Vegeta as well. I think he could be very cool, and I cannot wait to see what they would do with him in the game. But as for the list, that is going to be it. That's the honorable mentions, and that's my official 8 that I'm pretty confident will make it. I already mentioned as far as some extra honorable mentions that I almost put into the video that were represented from the Dragon Ball Superhero movie, which if you've seen the movie, I know that you can guess what I'm talking about, but I wasn't too sure if it was too early for spoilers or not. Let me know in the comment section below what you think as far as if it was too early for spoilers for certain things that happened in that movie that would kind of affect my list, because there was some things that I was very excited about, but we'll see. We'll see if that's added. Superhero is a very successful, popular movie that they put out. So we'll see. But as for this video, that is going to be it. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. There's always much more content on the way, and I'll see y'all later.